So when women have an annual mammogram, there is now a density score, either A, B, C, or D, with D being the most dense and A being the less dense. And the problem with routine mammography is when there is dense breast tissue, it's very difficult to see small lesions. So if a woman's mammogram does come back with high breast density, it's really important to talk with their physician about secondary screening, and that could come in the form of an ultrasound or a breast MRI, depending on their individual risk.
Most women do not know their level of risk. This results in most patients not receiving the appropriate imaging tests to screen for breast cancer. So my recommendation to patients is talk with your doctor or your healthcare provider about your risk factors and know what imaging tests are best for you.
Carrie was taken from me at age 52. She had a routine mammogram. That was back in 2016. That was in June of 2016. And that mammogram showed that there was a suspicious mass. And therein lies the problem. So for the next 2 years, she would have her mammogram. She would get a report. Like every woman, she's on pins and needles to get that report. And then when you get the report back, it'll say no suspicious findings. And then underneath that, it'll say heterogeneously dense breast tissue. And it might have another little line after that that says small masses are not detectable in some cases with mammography alone. But no one knows what that means. These women don't know. I didn't know what that means. It meant back then. And most women don't even know what that means today. So time goes on. 2 years down the road or so, after a couple more routine mammograms, only mammograms, she felt a lump in her left breast. So consequently, it stands to reason that those tumors grew behind that dense tissue, and these were both found to be malignant. And at the time, she was categorized or staged at stage 3C. She had extreme lymph node involvement at that time.
It's important to know your breast density because breast density is one of many risk factors to develop breast cancer. Breast density is the amount of breast tissue relative to fat within the breast itself. So breast density does two things. Number one, it increases a patient's level of risk for developing cancer. And number two, it makes it harder for the doctor like me who looks at the mammogram to find the cancer separate from that breast tissue. It can obscure or mask the underlying cancer. Most patients do not understand their level of risk. So the first step is to have a conversation with your healthcare provider about your risk factors for cancer.
The easiest description of Carrie, first and foremost, she was a tomboy. She loved to fish, she loved the outdoors. She would outshoot most men, and I'm not kidding you. She might wade waist deep in a creek fishing, and then that night she'd put on a dress and high heels and we'd go to dinner. This is her John Deere tractor. She's had this thing for 20-some years. And this was kind of her release. This is where she'd go out and put her earbuds on and ride around and mow, and she'd stay out from sun up to sundown on this thing. Carrie has Scottish Highlander cattle. They're the long-haired cow. They're pretty cool. And I think we've got about 22 head of them right now. And she's had, some of these when they were just little bitty calves, they would become almost pets like dogs to her. I mean, they'd walk around. You can hand feed these actually. They're pets, yeah. We don't sell these. If we need beef, we go to the butcher shop. Yeah.